Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of my Southampton Career mode. As you see, we start this episode off against Spurs and they have a lot of injuries of Vertonghen, Asuakoto, Courgler and Defoe. Also with Dawson suspended. It looks like we may have a slight advantage against Tottenham this game, and we start off pretty well. But Friedel managed to beat Lambert to the ball before Lambert could actually pull the trigger. But not to fear, 7 minutes later, Ricky Lambert does find the back of the net, putting the Saints 1-0 up against Spurs. Holtby across the ball and Harry Kane's header just goes wide. But then in the second half, at the end of the first half, it gets a bit bad for us as Gaston Ramirez is taken out in the area. No penalty is given, but Ramirez is down injured. So we're going to have to wait to the end of the game to see the real damage on Ramirez's shoulder, what it looks like. And as you see there, he has got a dislocated shoulder. So we take him off and bring S01E07 on for him. But the second half starts off pretty well. Lambert finds Punchin. Punchin has a little bit of room, but a great save from Brad Friedel. But Brad Friedel can't do the same moments later when Ricky Lambert just puts a brilliant finesse ball past him. Make it 2 goals for Lambert and 2-0 to Southampton. Then coming in close to the end of the match, Lambert picks up the ball again and Brad Friedel makes another good save from close range to deny Lambert his hat-trick. But Danny Rose finds a bicker, I believe it is, and his finesse shot just goes miles wide, which pretty much sums up Tottenham's game against me really. And Yassian makes it 3-0 in the 90th minute, and that does secure the 3 points to going down to Southampton. But Tottenham just did not play the way they should be playing. But also, guys, wait to the end of this episode because we've got a huge game against Manchester United in the Capital One quarterfinals coming up, so stay tuned for that. As you saw there, Ramirez is out for 8 weeks. And as you see here, we are 5th in the league, 1 point behind City, 2 behind Newcastle, and only 4 behind the leaders Chelsea. And there is my starting 11: Perin, Klein, Foren, Yoshida, Shaw, Ibarra, Cork, Punch, and Lallana, Rodriguez and Lambert. Rodriguez filling in for the injured Ramirez. I didn't really want to keep using Yassian because he is quite young and his stamina's not that great, so I don't want to be using him constantly. And in my opinion, Punch, one of the most underrated players on FIFA. Managed to steal the ball in the 3rd minute and just runs through the area and then makes it 1-0 in the 4th. And that is a great way to start your game. And if you remember last episode, we actually just played Swansea and beat them 3-0 in the Capital One. So I had no fears, no worries about playing them in this game. But they come close there. Michu nearly finding the target, equalising for Swansea, but not to happen. And Ibarra there have a great volley from a Lambert cross. Makes it 2-0, and that pretty much wraps up the points for us. And looks like hopefully we should be challenging them Champions League spots now, but it is still early days. There were no highlights in the second half, and we do pick up all 3 points. But then I decided to do something a bit stupid on my part. I moved up to world class. Normally I play in professional, just because world class, it seems there's never anything decent happening when I do world class. But I thought I'd give it a go. Here's my starting 11 for my first world-class game against West Brom at the Hawthorns: Perin, Klein, Foren, Yoshida, Shaw, Ibarra, Davis, Pancho and Yassian, Rodriguez and Mayuka. It starts off pretty early and Morrison finds Shane Long just outside the area. In the 5th minute, Shane Long punches us for trying to do world-class. And it didn't go too much worse than that. We did manage to hold on till just past the 40th minute, where Morrison's header just goes wide, and then in injury time in the first half, Bora picks up the ball at the edge of the area, works his way in, finds a slight bit of space, and then just knocks the ball past, I believe, Ben Foster, and that does equalise everything up. But literally seconds into the second half, Odin Wingy plays a great ball in. I didn't really know what to do with Perrin. He sort of comes out, tries to go back in, and Shane Long's header just goes past him like anything and makes it 2-1. But Rodriguez, who's already on a yellow card, moments later makes it 2-2, and it seems this game is going to be back and forth. But Mayuka in the 68th minute manages to get past Olsen, just carries on running, and it's a good save for the keeper, and Rodriguez just can't win the ball and scores, make it 3. But don't know what my defence was doing there. Klein was completely out of position, and Morrison just managed, it's just the simple tap-in really to make it 3-2 to West Brom, giving them the lead for the 3rd time. Then Malumbu, I think his name is, just absolutely embarrasses my defence. What was Perin doing? And that makes it 4-2 in the 85th minute. And then Bredman tries to run straight from kick-off, gets surrounded by West Brom players, easy tackle. Morrison picks up the ball, plays a 1-2 with Brunt, And Morrison just easily plays the ball in. Yoshida just comes straight out of position, opening up so much space for Long. And Long completes his hat-trick in the 88th minute. We're 5-2 down at the Hawthorns, and there's nothing we could do about that. We have dropped 3 points. We've been absolutely humiliated by West Brom. I mean, not saying West Brom are a bad team, but they're not Man United, they're not a Chelsea. We shouldn't be really losing 5-2 against a team like West Brom. But either way, I'll still stick to it. I'll still keep it on world class. This time I've moved Rodriguez onto the left and Lallana in a centre attacking role. And I've actually started with Punch on this time over Redmond. And I've dropped Yoshida off that mistake, allowing Shane Long to complete his hat-trick. But Punch on, who's been brilliant for me in this episode, his shot hits the post, hits the back of Crawley, rolls in. And that gets the goal scoring started. Arbora comes close in the 68th minute. And then just at the end of the game, Lallana nearly finds the back of the net, but he's denied too. And it's a short highlights from that game, but that is it. 1-0 against Newcastle, pick up the 3 points. And here it is, guys, the game I was telling you about earlier, the Capital One quarter-final against Manchester United. A game that I so desperately want to win, because I really want to bring some silverware back to St Mary's. But we are at Old Trafford. We've already played Man United once this season. If you remember, it was the first game of the season for us. It was a 4-4 draw. But as you can see here, their team is still pretty strong. Lindegaard, Raphael, Ferdinand, Evans, Evra, Nani, Kagawa, Rooney, Young, Van Persie and Hernandez. That is a pretty scary team. They're playing that 4-1-1 formation. But strange enough, Rooney is playing in centre midfield. But hopefully with him playing out of position, that should be enough for us. But we're playing quite weak teams with Davis, Obeng, Foren, Fonte, Shaw, Cork, Schneiderlin, Redmond, Kuhl, Yassian and Lambert up front. But hopefully, just hopefully, we'll be able to overcome the Red Devils. Lambert comes close from the 18 yards out, but Lundgaard pulls for a great save. Then straight into the second half, Lambert finds Schneiderlin in the area, and Schneiderlin's shot was just terrible. He just went straight into Lindegaard. He should have been doing a lot better from there. Lambert, moments later, was just about to pull the trigger, then he's taken out by Evra. And for the second time in this video, I have a player down injured inside their penalty area with no penalty given. I was getting quite annoyed now and I desperately didn't want this game to finish 0-0 because I did not want it to go into extra time. I've fatigued more of my players than what it needs to be because I've got big games coming up. You've got to check them out. Stay tuned to the next episode. I have games against Liverpool and Chelsea coming up. Van Persie plays a ball in and Nani gets it, and I generally thought that was in, but Nani has just shot it wide. Then the last attack of normal time, Jack Cork's shot is brilliantly saved by Lindegaard. And that is full time, so it looks like we are going into extra time, and I was not happy about this. But we still played it pretty well. Davis's shot just goes wide. I was expecting so much better from that. But with 5 minutes left of injury time, of extra time, Shaw plays a ball in. Miyuka's there, just headers it past Lindegaard. And in the 116th minute, we take the lead and we go through into the next round of the Capital One Cup. That's it from me, guys. I hope you do enjoy. Please follow me on Twitter at PlayStation LJG. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I hope to see you all in the next episode.